I'm going to do a little testing of an iPhone 4 on the left versus an iPhone 5 on the right. On the left we were on AT&T, on the right we're on Verizon. Both are in Wi-Fi mode, however, and they both have iOS 6. So let's start by shutting down the two phones. And you'll see a difference in the shutdown speed. So interesting to note that the iPhone 4 is considerably quicker at shutting down. Both have all the most recently used apps killed off. I'll show you that when I reboot. That's persisted reboots. When you boot the phone, look at most recently used apps, they all stay. Alright, so now I'm going to power them both on and start the stopwatch. On the left you'll see some backlight bleed, but shortly you'll see the backlight turn on a little bit on the iPhone 5 as well. There you go. I started the stopwatch about a second or two late. The point of this video, what I really want to show, is starting up apps. But yeah, notice the iPhone 5 started in under 30 seconds. iPhone 4 is still trying to be ready. Let me go ahead and type in the password while we wait. Type in the password, it's actually quite sluggish. The phone is still busy kind of finishing a boot here. Okay, so both phones are up. They're both in airplane mode, as you can see, and now they're both on Wi-Fi as well. They're clones of each other, pretty much the same, especially the apps I'm going to be demonstrating. Let's start with most recently used. So if we double tap on Home, you can see only two apps have been recently used. So let's start with Google Plus on both. So the most recently used app, but the phones were just rebooted. Let's see how long it takes to start Google Plus. So about twice as fast on the iPhone 5. Okay, how about another app here? Let's say the Weather Channel. Actually, WeatherBug. Let's go with WeatherBug. Here we go. So well under a second on the iPhone 5, several seconds on the iPhone 4. So these are just examples. The speed difference is pretty profound. Let's do speed test. Now the phones are right next to each other. I don't think that's affecting the antenna. But anyhow, and you'll see this one's not iPhone 5 optimized. Retina display. They have a longer, more pixels vertically. So it's got some blank area at the top and bottom. I should also point out my Wi-Fi access point is only a few feet away, and I'm using 802.11n 2.4 GHz frequency for this test, rather than the 5 GHz. Okay. So, with both phones equidistant from a router, you get an idea of the network throughput speed differing quite a bit on these two phones as well, right within the same house as Wi-Fi. Lower latency, which is also interesting. It appears like it's hanging on the upload test, but then it finishes. Okay. Anyhow, about double the speed in both directions. So that's pretty compelling, I would say. Let's see what else we can start. Navigon, I guess, would be a good test. It's a different version, I think. Twitch? Alright. Not a big difference there. Our laser uses the camera app. So you're shopping in a store, again, 2 or 3 times faster on the iPhone 5. Okay, so really across the board performance difference. Yep. I missed it on the left. Sure thought I tapped it. Yeah, I slid my finger a little bit. Well, you'll still see a huge difference in speed for launching the two. Okay. I don't know, Ustream. Guess we'll end with that. Wow, huge difference in startup time there. I'm going to end with looking at this utility, SysStatMon. Let's just see a difference here. Phone on the left has 32 gig of memory. Phone on the right has 64 gig of memory. I should say storage, sorry. And CPU load is pretty light. Things get more interesting though when you try running a podcast. So let's try streaming the same episode of The Verge on both. Make sure we can download them. You'll see a huge difference in download speed. Oh, never mind. The iPhone's actually slightly ahead. Okay, they're about neck and neck. But of course it's on the same Wi-Fi. Nothing to do with LTE versus AT&T. That's a whole different matter. But now that enough buffer has happened, we can look at CPU use. So it's downloading and playing. And we go and look at utilities and look at CPU. And you'll see the iPhone 4 on the left is on its knees at 90 CPU. The iPhone 5 on the right is much more subtle and not a big deal. That means the phone on the left is sluggish. So that also means starting the camera app when you leave this running. The background can also be a problem. So now we've paused the podcast. Let's have a look. Is it still impacting the CPU? It is, but less of an effect. Okay, now it's settling down. So now pausing it truly relieves the CPU. So an unloaded CPU, let's see how long it takes to launch the camera app. Okay, let's take an HDR photo. Obviously the iPhone 5 ready a whole lot faster for the next photo than the iPhone 4. The difference is more profound if you're trying to play back a podcast while taking a picture. Let's see if we can pull it off. Let's get him to play the same moment of audio. Something's going wrong here on the left. Okay. Not sure what. They're both paused. So apples to apples again, we'll just end with one more launch of camera. Second launch of camera, compared. And I messed up. Let's try that again. Okay. How about third launch of camera? 3, 2, 1, go. Again, wow, I'm in trouble with the fingers. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, the difference wasn't as huge on the second, third, fourth launch of the camera app on either phone. But taking an HDR photo, there's still probably a huge difference. Okay, so that's a wrap. That's the end of this video intended to show some differences in performance of an iPhone 4 versus iPhone 5, 2 years apart generations. Thank you for watching.